I have been low-key working on a special episode of the Atari Jaguar Game by Game podcast covering the Jaguar core for the MiSTer platform. Without going into too much detail, this is basically a hardware-based simulation of the Jaguar console and Jaguar CD, aiming for compatibility and performance akin to the actual Atari Jaguar. MiSTer is an open specification for building this sort of simulated hardware solution. People and companies have developed a number of different MiSTer implementations over the years, and a friend of the podcast, Scott, shipped me 2 of these for testing. Over on the left, wearing translucent blue, we have the MiSTer Pi, and on the right, clad in gray, is the MiSTer Multisystem version 1. The difference between these 2 MiSTers is more than skin deep. The MiSTer Pi supports a dual memory configuration. A vanilla MiSTer has up to 128 megabytes of memory, but the MiSTer Pi has an extra SD RAM board available, bringing it up to 256 megabytes total, I think. There's a special Jaguar core that's able to take advantage of this extra memory for improved compatibility. Well, to be more accurate, I should say this faster memory. The Jaguar console, as you may know, only has 2 megabytes of memory, but this DRAM is sitting right on the Jaguar 64-bit bus, so it's not capacity that we need on the MiSTer front, it's bandwidth, and dual RAM setups give you significantly higher bandwidth, which makes a big difference when it comes to the Atari Jaguar, and PlayStation and Saturn II, I believe. But how much of a difference does this actually make for the Jaguar? I don't know. Scott and I thought it would be interesting to see how these platforms actually compare to a stock Jaguar. Well, nearly stock. I've got my white Jag out here for this video, but I assure you, despite the facelift, the guts are authentic. It's not running a video capture card or a Super Nintendo. In addition to the MiSTers, I wanted to throw the best Jaguar emulator into the mix as well, so there's a screen running BigPEmu. Right now, all 4 Jaguars and pseudo-Jaguars are running different games, because that's more interesting to look at while I'm yammering on here behind the camera. For the actual test, I'm going to kick off demo mode in the game Iron Soldier, which is a 2 megabyte cartridge for 1 player developed by Eclipse Software and released by Atari in December 1994. I'm using it because it has a built-in demo mode, one which is consistent each time you run it. I had considered Battlesphere Gold, which also has a demo mode that I can activate on demand, but it's a randomized demo. It randomly selects the ships, which makes a side-by-side comparison fairly pointless. I want to see how closely each Jaguar recreation matches up to the real Jaguar timing-wise, and I think this demonstration should illustrate that fairly effectively. Alright, that's the setup, so get ready for a crude smash cut. Iron Soldier has been queued up on all 4 devices. I've got joysticks wired into all of them, USB for everything that's not an actual Jaguar. None of these are pumping out audio because I thought that'd be kind of annoying, so I'll just overlay some music from the game in post and shut my mouth. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. I gotta say, dual RAM MiSTer is pretty dang close to the actual Jaguar. The real Jag is, I don't know, maybe a hair faster. That could just be margin of error, though, depending on how simultaneously I was able to hit the buttons to start the demo. The single RAM MiSTer ran a bit behind the other 2, but not too bad. And of course, BigPEmu is crazy fast. I know there are myriad settings in there that you can go in and tweak the emulation performance, but I've messed with exactly none of them. It's all default values. The computer it's running on, by the way, if it matters, it's just a 12th gen Intel Core i5 running Devu and Linux, so it's by no means state-of-the-art. I think my work here is done. I apologize for the low production values of this video and for my desk, which is... I could have laid it out better for this particular test, but I didn't want to move stuff around because then I'd just have to move it right back. So that's it. Thanks for watching.